Alright, we are live with the UK versus Romania Showmatch. This is the map draft. So you can see how it works. A higher seed picks the first map. Then the opponent picks a higher seed again, opponent. And then they band in order until they end up with a first game map. And they're going to do the seed draft after as well, which is in this update here, but of course I need to draft the maps first to know which civilizations to pick. These are all the maps. These are the maps in question. So Team Islands and Black Forest for UK. Whereas we have Arabia and two rivers for Mihai, who is the captain of Romania. Chaos Pit out of the question, Golden Lakes as well. Arena is being discarded here, which leaves us with Team Acropolis or Chaos Pit as the first map. So we might get to see Chaos Pit kick it all off here, which is pretty cool. Yeah, they banned Team Acropolis. They seemed a little bit low. Oh, no, wait. Nomad is the one we are left with here. Chaos Pit is already banned, so sorry about that. My mishap. But Nomad as the designated first map, not bad at all. Let's have a look at the Sibs. Team Islands, Nomad, will require some naval heavy civilization, so to speak. Black Forest has its own crowd, kind of, and Arabia, we know what to expect there. We expect Britons to be banned. Two rivers, also a hybrid map, so a hybrid heavy selection here. Let's have a look at the civilization draft as they get going. There's some picks here, then some snipes in the middle, and then they continue picking. Here we go, picking Britain first, but that could still be sniped. It's a strong first pick though. We know how strong Britons can be in maybe especially open maps, but most maps because their team bonus and the extra range on the archers is so strong. And Mihai, already thinking about the Nomad game here, wants to play the Spanish. And Bohemians coming up next. Could be a Black Forest pick actually. Mayans, Britons, Mayans, classic Arabian flags. At least they're secured. At least one of them now, right? Lithuanians coming up here. Strong contender for Nomad. Or two rivers. Two rivers, as you can see. Significant water situation here. Hindustan is for UK. Also a strong civilization to be reckoned with, of course. Oh, as a pocket on the land maps, Persians has to be a Nomad pick there. It doesn't have to be, it could be two rivers or the other hybrid maps as well, but it's a prime Nomad pick for sure. And Nomad is the first game, so they want to secure these civilizations early on. So snipes, Britons and Spanish sniped. Not going to be played for Nomad, not going to be played for Arabia or other open land maps, if any. There aren't really any, but Japanese, another strong hybrid map civilization, strikes me as a civilization for Team Islands or Two Rivers. Dravidians will be picked soon enough as well, I'm sure. Hans, potential open map pocket there, also good for the hybrid maps, as you never need to build houses and just makes it a lot easier to multitask and everything. Vietnamese, Mongols, Khmer. Vietnamese could be an Arabia pick as well. But it's also good to have for Nomad to reveal the town center locations immediately. They are playing no treaty Nomad, so we will not have the treaty lines reveal where your positions are. Dravidians for UK. I think that has to be the Team Island Civ. It gives population space for docks, nice bonus there, and extra wood for the Dravidians as they reach the next stage as well. 200 wood makes it easier to afford a blacksmith for an early fletching for your galleys, or just another dock. Saracens, another Team Islands pick, could do a landing, could play their faster firing galleys, both good options. I expect to see Byzantines for either team here, so maybe UK should consider that to have some response to the other naval picks at work here. Teutons comes up. Did you have Arena? I suppose it could be Black Forest as well. Bombard towers, bombard cannons, strong siege. Good boom. Byzantines for me highest team for Romania here. So stronger buildings, Vikings, another good Team Island civilization, of course. Malians, again, probably a nomad pick, also good for Two Rivers. And maybe an off pick for Team Islands, so it could perform a good landing with the Malians because of the wood savings and all. Poles, Koreans coming up here, another good selection of civilizations. Poles very versatile actually. Koreans as well. Could be war wagons for Nomad. We're seeing at work here. Poles also regenerating villagers, good for these. Good for Nomad, partly for that reason, but maybe not a top pick here considering the others at work here. Probably gonna see Italians for Nomad, if not for Team Islands. But Poles could easily be played on land as well, of course, with their fully upgraded arbalists or just the cavalry spam. Celts has to be a Black Forest civilization. Some of the best siege in game, collects wood faster. Not that that matters that much on Black Forest, but it's there. Gudjaros comes up as a pick here. Honestly, not sure where they come into play here. Guess we'll just have to wait and see. Chinese strikes me as an Arabia civilization. But could see play on other maps as well, of course. But 6 villagers start. in the proper hands gives them a great advantage in terms of uptimes and timings for the archers, crossbow, arbalest play. Cheaper technologies overall as well makes it easier to afford everything you need to get going. Magyars. Another pocket Arabia contender here. Huns or Magyars. I guess Huns could see play in the hybrid map, whereas Magyars will see the Arabia instead. Here comes Malay. Another one which is probably for Team Islands. And Berbers. Also faster moving ships, so Berbers could see play on Nomad, on Team Islands, onto Raiders even, where there might be some naval fighting. Thank God this. Strong bonks, strong elephants. I'm curious to see where they come into play. They have the elephant archers as well. Burmese. Where do I see Burmese here? There's another potential nomad, but Arambai they aren't what they used to be, but now they got party and tactics again. The wood collection is nice for the hybrid maps anyway, because you have an easier time getting to ships production. Turks for Mihai's team here. Could see, yeah, it could be Black Forest actually. Turks, Bombard Towers, early Imperial Age Siege, Tatars. Not sure about that one. Where they come into play? I'm not too familiar with two rivers. Tatars could honestly be an Arabia pick as well, but we'll see. Sicilians comes up. And there's Cumans for Mihai's team. Humans for what? Two rivers maybe? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. 21 civilizations total for... Yeah, minus the snipe. So they got some flexibility. Aztecs, strong monks, strong infantry options. Would be hilarious to see them play Team Islands with Aztecs, just perform a landing and have some fun with it. Bulgarians, and finally Incas for Mihai's team. So they got some civs to go. Let's see if they have a lobby up. That's wrong. Just search for UK and see what happens. Didn't completely manage to hide. Just a moment, please. That's okay. See the match arena overlay here as well. It shows that you can donate to Nations Cup. I did cut it off a little bit, but I'll suppose I'll get back to that some point later. Wonder if I can move this one. No. Mess here. See if they have a lobby ID here somewhere. Showmatch 1. Not yet. King Boo. See if we can find them. Yes. King Boo lobby codes in here, please. The dashboard is down, but we'll get it working. Let's see if we get a lobby code. Yeah, oh, they don't have it yet. Nice for you. Thanks for stopping by. The mess here. I'm just gonna see. Oh, right, right. Mm, that doesn't look right. I'll just toggle it off for now. Yes, it's King Boo's team. And Mihai for Romania. Let's see if we can. Okay, still no lobby code, right? King Boo. Hi. Yeah, fun one, yes. We'll just wait for that one to show up. I have some. Some request to respond to here. See how this one works out for us. Does not look right now. That's more like it. But it's still not how it should be. It should be readable now, but I have to sort that at some point later, I think. Have a lobby code. Thanks, Adiko. I haven't worked a lot with browser sources, I have to admit. Just waiting for the lobby code here. That's the beauty of live casting. You have to wait for these things to happen. um, oh, Memphis casting is as well. That's cool. Have anything yet? Nope. Oh, we have it. Perfect. Game one, Nomad. Well, let's see who's playing for now. Yo, Odabassen. Hallis is playing. UK going with their highest rated player here. That's nice. He's got the Red Bull logo icon. They all do. No, not all of them, but Darvoy and Hallis have it. Darvoy with Rulers of Rome, Hallis with no like obvious clan affiliation here. So seem to be fighting a little bit over the colors here, but the team colors are being set in place. There should be a 2-minute spec delay, so we'll have some dead air to fill yet as they go, but here they are. Stake is playing, 2K Plus player as well. Master Team, Raven, just waiting on the last one now. Yep, all 8 players. Cappy is playing. He's touching upon that 2K mark as well. I saw him live at Land Madness this summer playing against King Boo. It was pretty cool. Solid player, obviously. Let's see if we have yeah, they didn't launch yet, but it has to be right around the corner. All right. Didn't launch yet. Yeah, here we go. Oh, we lost it. Maybe they had the restart already. Let's have a look. There we go. Let's get this started. Going AoE 2, I need to get this one. There's 1 minute spec delay by the looks of it, or maybe 2 because I joined a bit late. Should give us some time to talk about the civilizations and everything. Nomad, 4v4. We have Teutons for Nomad for Cappy. That's already a fascinating one for me. That's our Bulgarians. castles, Quepos, Conics, Malians, an obvious pick. You get a nice fish boom with the wood savings, and the Burmese also extra wood as you progress through the ages, or faster wood income as you get double attacks and the other upgrades instantly. You don't need to research them or anything. Here we go. Let's get to capture age and set. Oh, oops. We're in the game. Let's see what capture age tells us. We need to set the team names first and foremost. Play all 5. Nations Cup 2023. Showmatch. Romania. Oops. And UK. Here we go. It's fast forwarding, so we can catch up with the live action. Other than that, this is Nations Cup 23 Nomad. As you can see, there are no treaty lines around the town centers, exactly as it should be. Standard Nomad rules apply, which means no villager fighting before minute 3. You are not allowed to place your TC directly onto another player's TC for a town center war. If that happens, that's an instant restart. And you're allowed to take sheep, you're allowed to take the boar if you decide to eat from it. But otherwise it would be considered laming if you just, let's say, Raven moves up to Cappy over here and brings the boar back home, but does not take any meat from it, then that's technically considered laming as well. The rules are all defined in the handbook, so we don't need to worry too much about that. The players breaking that, these are 2k level plus players. Thanks for I need to add the draft links for sure. Yeah, actually I can do that now. It should be a quick fix. And the map draft as well. Here we go. They're going to play 2 rivers, Hoya. That's kind of cool. That's Hoya's map, actually. He made it for Nations Cup 2015 or 2017, I think. He definitely scripted the map, at least. Right. Hello, Norwegian campers. Welcome in. Alright, guys. So, Nomad is kind of a slow start to it. Should be ample time to show the players' locations. This is kind of interesting. It's 4 docks this close to each other up in the, should we say, the north side here. Oh, oops. This should be alright. So we have teal and grey and red and purple docking at the same place. Giving Hallis an advantage here is the Malians. He gets to produce the fishing ships earlier, so he'll have a faster food income, and as you can see, already 9 eco units for Hallis here. 10 actually gets a little bit housed right now. But yeah, there's definitely going to be some fighting for naval control over here. Yeah, they're not the best docks ever, Hoya. This one is decent though, because it's not so far off for Master Team to start collecting the fish down here. Right. Hallis with the Malians, he gets wood savings per building, 15% for any wood building except houses, I think. We have Cappy with the Teutons here. That's a pick I didn't envision for Nomads. But I guess Cappy could get away with a land boom if the water gets lost, and he obviously has great cavalry and siege options as the Teutons. And infantry, melee units. An all-rounder in that way. We have Darvoy with the Burmese here. That screams Arambai to me, especially since he has the town center on stone and the wood. So he wants to... Maybe we get to see some old-school Arambai play here to move around the map and just be pestering resources. It's like a budget conquistador play, the Arambai, kind of. They're inaccurate as well as the conquistadors are, but they have a high attack, so they also take out villagers quickly. So then again, Burmese could play elephants, they could play into cavalier even, Or men-at-arms, infantry, if you're feeling like it. They get a bonus that way. Moving out to catch the boar over here. That's not going to be contested by anyone else. And finally, for UK, we have Stake as the Bulgarians up here. Also close to stone. Wants to get those castles and crepos up for Conix play, most likely. Good way to assume map control. The bad news for Stake here is that Master Team is over here with the Incas. He's actually sandwiched close to the edge of the map, so that's not ideal. But then there's Mihai over here as well. So it's a 2 vs 1 scenario on Stake here. This could develop into some sort of Socotra, mini Socotra over here. Yeah, no, Ironby get part in tactics as well. Oh yeah, so that should be interesting to see if they actually go to the lengths of researching that. Look at that beautiful mining camp here. Right in the midst of the stone and the gold, and it's going to be efficient for both. Good resource spot there for Saps, who plays as the Lithuanians and should be off to a great economic start here. Also with the option to go up earlier because of the consistent fish boom that you get early on. You can focus more on wood earlier if you're the Lithuanians. And hence, you, with your bonus 150 food, you should be looking at an earlier fuel age time than most civilizations as well. We have Raven with the Turks docking down south here, placed with some potential for a castle age boom here, but being the Turks, that's probably going to be a fast castle drop for the Turks player, and playing the Janissaries, which are a very strong unit in the castle age. Master Team has the Incas to the left there. Incas also with an indirect wood savings because their houses support 10 population, not just 5. So every time you drop a house, you save 25 wood to place it simply. So I'm assuming Master Team might want to play Eagles here, but they are a versatile sim as well. Should infantry come into play, Incas have slingers. Should cavalry come into play, which it will, then Incas have the unique unit, the Kabayuk, which is basically a halberdier or pikeman on crack with some ranged attack and a powerful lance, plus or 1 range actually for the Kabayuk to go hit. Yeah, Spanish got banned Hoya, so we're not going to see the conquistadors dominating the map. Nobody wants to play against Spanish on Nomad, understandably. So that's one advantage for Romania here. They have the Vietnamese on the team for Mihai, so they know the TC location of their opponents already. And we have a little bit of villager fighting. Stake does not want Mihai to have vision here, but Mihai just casually quick walls in the villager and will be getting some vision with the outpost here. Knowing that Stake is in a pretty bad spot here. A couple of towers and there's nothing Stake can do, so that starting spot is not particularly great here. And the Nightbot's message there that any donations to the channel will benefit this channel, but you can also donate to the Nations Cup as described here. And you don't need to, there's a way to contribute a small amount for free as well, so do check out the Matcherino site. If everyone does that, you know, and raises $2 for free, we'll be looking at an increased price pool by good margins here. Let's have a look at the enable investment here. Galleys for Hallis. And going right for Teal's fish here finds the first few here. Galleys, they have a bonus attack against ships, so it's going to be looking at some kills here before Master Team can even start producing anything. Is going for the fire galleys. That should not be too great against Hallis's galley play, because galleys you can hit and run, hit and float, if you will, all of the time with no issues. So and Hallis already has 4 galleys and counting out here. A little bit of land fighting to the left hand side here. Mihai and Stake are fighting it out with towers. Oh, I love that quick gate from Mihai over there. He actually stopped Stake from escaping, but he didn't build much more onto the foundation. So now Mihai is at risk of being locked in here, but he successfully takes out the tower, and that's a win for Mihai in this regard. He will probably be losing this one. This villager, or could he get to the tower in time? There's no place to garrison there. 1 villager down for Mihai. Good defense from Stake so far. Yeah, 2k plus, most of them. There's one of the players on Romania is in the 1700s, but aside from that, they're basically 2k plus. So very solid players. Scouts from Stake with the Bulgarians. That's a little bit surprising, but it does help against the towers dropping here. As we see, it's sort of forced Mihai into a barracks here, acting as a wall on the stone here to ensure continued access of stone. Top side, Hallis is chasing Sapsis Gallises here over here, but Hallis has the advantage both in numbers. They both have fletching in, but Hallis has the Gallic numbers. Turks player Raven is the first one to the Castle Age here, or Cappy for UK, also going up with the Teutons. But as far as Castle Age units go, of course, the Janissaries are much more powerful than the Teutonic Knights unique unit, at least when matched up against each other. So Stake is presumably going to keep two players busy here if he knows that Master Tim is over here as well, but it doesn't really look like Stake. Yeah, he's been around here, so hopefully he's confirmed that there's something going on over here. These bars underneath the Feudal Age icon here, that's the resources needed to go to the Castle Age, so as you can see, Mihai still has a while to go food-wise to get to the next stage. It looks like Cappy's Fire Galleys are getting some value here, going to idle the fish eco of Raven completely, but that demo is dangerous. It will significantly weaken two Fire Galleys here. Good hit. Great hit, in fact, but Cappy is still on top in terms of numbers here against Raven. He's going for War Galley here with the Teutons, something that Raven has not invested into, so looks like our Turks player is losing the naval battles here as well. But Saps has managed to get an advantage over Hallis here, sort of a 2 vs 1, as Master Tim is also going with the Fire Galleys over here. So Romania, all in all, actually doing better naval. Slinging follows the handbook rules, oh yeah. Which, in this case, and for now, is that you are allowed to sling a player that's 1 age below you or the same age. So a player in the Castle Age can sling a Feudal Age player, but a Feudal Age player cannot sling a Castle Age player. Well, it's doing work here for Stake. I don't know what happened to the Spearmen of Mihai, but maybe they ran into tower fire, that's why there are fewer of them. Janissaries in production for Raven down here now. It's going to be a 1,000 center play. Quite heavy on the gold here, but not... I mean, having lost the fish, that's going to be an issue for Raven. If you look at the food count, that's only 4 on food for Raven. Raven actually needs to buy food to sustainably create, or it's not going to be sustainable, but to create Janissaries at all, Raven needs to buy food until he can get some farming economy working. That's going to take some time. In the meantime, Darvoy is here. Perfect timing with the Iron Buy, going to take out some of the villagers over here, going to raid the gold. And since there's no food income for Raven, the Janissary production is not consistent at all. There are a few Janissaries out, might get some hits here, but Cappy is stonewalling the aggression out, and somewhere a conversion happened as well. Okay, yeah, some Monk defense for Raven against the Iron Buy, not too bad. But look at the numbers already for Darvoy here, looking pretty decent with the Iron Buys. 12 attacks, so 3 of them, as provided they hit their targets. That's going to take out villagers. Stake, however, is forever Feudal Age over here. Master Tim forces a defensive tower. And a town center of the gold, they're good defending the gold over here. Lost the fish income, so the Incas player also needs to transition into some farms here to ensure food income. I guess overall UK, they're dominating the naval situation now. 3 fire galleys for Master Tim, but no fire ship. 2 fire ships for Saps and some galleys. Actually quite a few war galleys. So there is still comeback potential on water for Romania here. I suppose in theory you could use the Janissaries to take out fish as well if you lose the water, or if you're looking somewhat bad on water. Arambai dancing around there. They're so inaccurate. The base accuracy of both these units is so low. Base accuracy for an Arambai is 20. That's ridiculous. That's way worse than Conquistadors actually. Conquistadors actually have 65% base accuracy. But in mass, as with most of these strong units, they're really tough to deal with. You lose builders so quickly. It looks like we'll have another castle drop here from Darboy as well. It's going to go right on the one and only town center of Raven over here. Capios on top of things on the water, getting that Teuton's boom rolling as well. Hallis with 4 TCs as the Malians. UK, as you can see, has a very convincing economic lead here now, but the actual... Not too sure what the actual villager count, but they're, regardless, they're way ahead economics-wise. The military situation is kind of tied here. I don't think there's any stopping this castle going up for Darvoy, so that further applies pressure here. That... But it doesn't really range anything else than a TC over here. So this castle, I suppose, isn't really optimal. Aside from the fact that it lets you produce more iron bar, of course, and closer to the other side. Snake tries to deny this castle drop through a tower here, but that one's gonna go up for the Vietnamese. Sort of limits Snake's ability to hit both players here. I'm sure Steak is busy otherwise, but it's just allowing the scouts to be converted casually like that. Oh, whatever. We've lost our faith here. Let's just move her out. They improved all the gunpowder units. Yeah. Conquistadors especially are really nasty to deal with, but... It's also not unstoppable, I guess. It's just very annoying to deal with Conquistadors in the early cast stage, because they're so strong, especially as a raiding unit. Trying to get an idea of the naval fighting here as well. Cappy has caught up with some of the war galleys with the fire ships here. Value for Saps here, I have to say, has been able to take out 7 ships. So, getting somewhere, more demos in the queue. Looks like Saps with the Lithuanians is not going to be committing all that much into land aggression anytime soon. He has taken responsibility for the naval fighting and has been delaying Hallis, of course. As you can see, Hallis is also exclusively committed to Waterdog, except for having a land boom going as well. Wait. No, that's not all of them! Okay, that's only one. That's good. So yeah, blue and yellow fighting for water. Still kind of feels like UK has the upper hand here. We have Cappy with the fire ships and Hallis with the galleys. Where's Hallis again? Hallis is not on water anymore, actually. Hallis has lost all of the naval armies by the looks of it. I missed that. Lithuania's defensive castle here. Good call of Darvoy to pull them back. There's too many builders building that, but having committing 21 builders to a castle drop like that, that's also going to hurt your economy, right? So that's 1/3 of the economy of the Saps placing this castle. So yes, it's a preliminary defense, but once Darvoy gets to the Imperial Age here with Burmese, he'll be able to trap that down as well. We see a forward siege workshop as well. Could be adding some rams here to fortify the push. But honestly, I feel like Darvoy should be hunting for Imperial Age now. He has a decently sized Aran by army, and has claimed some of the map to different sides here. So if he gets to the Imperial Age and can push with trebuchets to take out the castles of Romania, then that really strengthens the UK push here. Yes, the long-term commitment of Mihai here is the Rattan Archers. Vietnamese going Imperial Age here. This is huge for Romania actually to be able to push down the production buildings of Darvoy over here, to be the first one to the Imperial Age, and a huge head start to the Trebors. Darvoy with lots of builders moving forward here for another castle into the Lithuanian economy. Good castle there, denies both the gold and the town center, some farming economy, and the monastery here as well. One relic for the Lithuanians thus far, but 2 total for Romania, so I suppose Master Tim could donate a relic to Saps later on if need be. I haven't really seen too much of the Incas around here. Master Tim has gotten the farm eco rolling here now. Did make 1 barracks, so sort of still gives me kind of eagle vibes here. Sanctity for the monks. They also want to contest the relics, of course. But only 1 eagle so far for the Incas player. Topside, Cappy is taking out the docks. Fishing ship situation not looking too bright for Romania, but we still have the Vietnamese ones alive over here. They're just not working, so they're kind of, you know, probably shouldn't say useless, but but they're not bringing in food. That's a huge Castle Age siege push here from Stake, is avoiding the castle fire and pushing town centers and idling Mihai's economy here. It is a convincing score lead for UK, and they are also all but Stake are transitioning towards the Imperial Age here. Some good aggression being put on land here after, I suppose, having given up a little bit of water and decided to play the land boom instead. It's multiple town centers for all of them currently. 3 TCs except for Hallis, who has 5. Beautiful addition of the Incas monks here as well, with the redemption in, so they get to convert some of the Mangonels. I'm pretty sure Stake didn't expect that. He'd seen the monks, but he didn't expect them to be here, much less to have redemption. So that's huge value for Master Team over here, to convert these Mangonels and to be able to annoy Stake back here. Stake has been completely sandwiched for a while, but I think he escaped with some builders over here or just transported them over. He did make a transport ship, yeah. So he's been able to move over to the other side here. Hallis now in Imperial Age, getting plate parting armor. Eventually he will get to Farimba for the Knights Cavalier line as well. Which will provide them with 5 extra attack. Great raids from the Purple Knights. So look at that, that's 21 eco unit skill and they'll be chasing. Look at Stake is going to try and wall off this here so the blue builders can't escape. And Hallis, will he be tracking those? Will he be joining over here? The Saps tries to wall him in, but Cappy could, Stake could also wall him in here. That's some beautiful builders moved over here too. Look at the trap! They're trapping each other. Oh, I love that, but that's going to hurt more for Saps once they get through here. But they're sort of both encapsulate each other's builders here, but it's only 2 builders to Stake. It's a lot more for for Saps, who drops a town center within these walls now. He really wants to save these villagers. Oh, that's so fun. Another castle for Darvoy here. It's ensuring that the Mihai and Master Tim can't easily move their units over here. Look at the castle over here as well. Another castle over here for Darvoy, and it's effectively no point of entry for Romania from the left-hand side here. That's cutting Grey and Teal off, pushing Hallis and Cappy to the northeast over here. Right now just fighting the Arabai here, but Arabai, they have such a high base attack that it should still be good for the Arabai. Enter the Cavalier of Hallis as well, 45 in the numbers. And with all of the Burmese castles around here, the Nomad game goes to UK. And if I'm going to speculate, it's like they either had the wrong player playing for the naval situation with the Lithuanians, since you have that's your obvious cavalry player here in the matchup, and you can't really contest the Malians then. Or Saps just committed too much to try and win water. They spent too much time and resources to stay in the feudal age and early caste age fighting for water. I mean, there's lots of fish on Nomad, but as you commit to the land boom, you see the beautiful transport shift move of Stake over here as well to move over to the top side where he has his teammate support to get the land boom going. UK with the convincing 80 eco lead in the end and much more military overall as well. Let's have a look at the statistics and dive into the next game as soon as it becomes available. Looks like we had some good Turks raids at work here, but the Burmese as well, 35-34. Hallis allowed to free boom after committing to water, but given that water to commit to the land boom instead. He was 5,000 hunters in the end, and as a result is awarded with a free land boom, and or almost free. I guess the Turks got to him as well, but able to get to the strong Malians late game cavalry. Right, that's our first map. That's Nomad going into the hands of UK. We will be going to Arabia or Two Rivers next. Have a look at... Yeah, Arabia coming up. UK with... Let's go back to that. Malians, Burmese, Teutons, and Bulgarians winning that one. I'm blind here. Where are the Burmese? There they are. And Bihai's team with the Incas, Turks, Vietnamese, and Lithuanians. Losing Nomad, that one. Arabia's next, where we should expect to see Ethiopians, Frank's pocket, Ethiopian flank, possibly Tatar's flank actually, possibly, or Saracens, but Saracens could be for naval hybrid maps. Portuguese definitely for the water maps, but Ethiopians, Tatars is going to be my guess. Mongols could be a good flank for Arabia as well. UK probably gonna go with Mayans, Chinese, and then Magyars or Hans pocket, maybe even Slavs, but one of those. Lobby is up. Let's have a look. Who is playing the next one? Madagascar. That's not in the map pool, unfortunately. Yeah, it's not going to be Madagascar, unfortunately. Uh, uh, uh. Let's see if we can find the team list here. Hold on. Mhm. Team details. UK. Hallis, King Boo, Steak Tarboy, Cappy, Nick, JVR, and Fangita. So Fangita is missing some 1v1 rating, but his team game rating has been used in the seeding process. Put all players on a tiny island with no resources, then we can have build fights. Not my dream scenario, oh yeah, but maybe fun to cast, maybe. So we'll look see at Romania, where are you? Here we go. Mihai, almost 2k5. Andre, solid climbing player as well. And Saps, definitely solid. Raven here as well. So they don't have nearly as many ranked team games. That's actually why their seed is slightly lower here, but all in all. Didn't launch it. Not yet. Okay. Let's make a command for the teams as well. There we can see the list with the seating and everything. Finland. But this is Finland too. Pretty darn solid team as well. Here we go. See, still in launch. Here we go. Arabia. Looks like we've swapped Cappy in for Fajita here. Whereas, yeah, Nectari is in for Romania. So they both swapped some players. And here we go. Let's get to Capture H. It's fast forwarding to catch up with the live spectating here. Let's just dive right into it. UK here, as expected, probably with Mayans on the flank here, but Stake going right forward. This laming is, according to tournament rules, allowed. He managed to pick up a few pigs over here and is also trying to bring home the board. That does not look to be working out too well for Stake here. Is pulling back, sort of. You could argue it delays the board lure, but it doesn't matter here because Master Team wouldn't be going for the board just yet. But it's one extra sheep for Stake, so apart from losing some hit points to the starting scout, Stake does get away with a what is more than 100 food profit for the Mayans because the Mayans resources last longer, assuming these two pigs don't get stolen, that is. So laving is allowed according to tourney rules, but it also limits your starting early scouting, so you're at risk of losing resources for yourself. We have another player swapped in here, in fact. He needs to take lesson from Kong and NDL. Yeah, true. Norwegians are inherently master lamers. Both Kong and MBL love laming. King Boo in the Hindustani's pocket here. He has a map that's just screaming full wall here. Wall house foundation over here. It's fine. And wall this section here, wall this section here, and then he has the gold semi-safe. You need to wall a few tiles out so as not to be vulnerable to archers. But aside from the forward berries, this is a beautiful back base for King Boo. Looks like we have a pause. Potential bug map here, I guess. Could be some deer lacking. Let's see if there's any mention at the places here. It's a re. Uh, why would... Who called the re, actually? I don't see who called the re. Yeah, there we go. There has to be a bug map or something, then that's the only cause for a re, unless they actually get one. Didn't have any villager losses or anything. Must have been a bug map, I guess. Uh, this one isn't relevant anymore. Mm. Let's see this one. Right. Saudi Arabia. As you can see, by the way, there's a player's streaming point of view. Mihai is, Tivas is casting, Orlu is casting, Memp is casting. I know he didn't show it here, but I know he's also covering the event. So keep that in mind if you have a caster preference. Of course, I'd love everyone to stick around on my channel, but that's not how it works. It's great to have options. All of Nations Cup, open streaming, open casting, with the requirement to add the logo and tournament information, of course, because we want to raise as large of a prize pool as possible. Ibu, Stake, Halis, and Vegeta, obviously same players playing. This Arabia script is based on Resurgence, was it? It's based on a couple of Arabia scripts used in recent tournaments, and we generally leading more towards the Green Arabia than the Desert generation, but I think we'll have both still. Yep, here we go. Take two. Actually, considering the restarts, maybe they actually call the restart because of the failed lame as well. Here we go. Now we actually have a desert biome. Maybe this is, but it's boars, not elephants and rhinos. So never mind. There. Look here. Is Mihai going for the lame now? He's going his fire upon the enemy base. Or maybe he's just worried about another Mayan's lame here, so he wants to just check if there's some laming. He wants to return the favor now, Mihai. He wants to lame some of the Mayans' sheep over here, but it's not going to succeed in that. Let's have a look at the UK scouting here. Doesn't look like Stake wants to attempt the lame again. He'll rather secure the sheep, or pigs, if you will. Last two in the back here should be fine, unless... Oh! Mihai finds them. It's a mirror of the previous game now. Mihai moving out to lame the Mayans instead of Mayans laming Mihai. So I suppose Stake doesn't worry too much about losing one goat here. It's not pigs anymore. It's he is going for the lame. Oh, so Mihai is going to probably lose the scout now to laming or to the eagle scout. Good guarding of Stake here should be able to get in between. And the others aren't, just to check if there's any laming action going on there. It's not. And Mihai really taking a long way around back home here. Is it going to be a successful lane? Yeah, good woodlines for most of the players. I think it's been an aim to get consistent woodline. Is he seriously going to bring the boar to his pocket? Is he bringing the boar to Nectari here? No way. Or is he just going back home to home base? He lost it! He lost it! He's gonna need to get another few hits on the boar. And yeah, Stake can't see this. He's probably giving up on it now. But this scout is dangerously low now. And honestly, from the Tatar's pocket perspective, that also that sets your scout rush a little bit back, right? You're at an 18, maybe less HP scout as you enter the feudal age. So in the scouts where scouts fight against Magyars, or especially Magyars, but also Hindustanis, you'll be at a disadvantage. But of course, oh, look at this guy! He's gonna be so lucky. He's gonna spot these goats on the way home as well. Profit from Mihai. He's taking the long run. I think MBL and Kong would approve of this for you. Just casually strolling back home. Look what I found. I got a board for you guys. I bet you regret your re now, UK. Huge profit. Only 2 on wood for Mihai. This could be the... But it's still a scouts build. There are some scouts builds out there that have only 2 on wood in the Dark Age. Then you immediately send more to wood when you're entering the Feudal Age. It's a good one for an early scouts build. Loom popping up here. Mihai nearly with the food needed to go to the Feudal Age. And 340 food extra with the Stolen War. Stake, however, is the Mayans, so... With the Mayans' longer lasting resources, you're less vulnerable to laying than others, but I mean you're still down 340 food, which hurts your early game, but it just hurts less having the resources lasting longer. Mayans' flank for stake will be working together with King Bu's Hindustani's pocket here. So scouts, archers, standard Arabia meta style. Bit of a broader wall off for King Bu for this one, but not impossible. Could wall to the edge here, and it's fine. The remaining 2 civilizations for Fangita in the Magyar's pocket here, also going for an 18 pop scouts up, pushing all the deer to benefit the food income. And to the left side, Hallis with the Chinese as expected. Hallis, the strongest player on the UK team, going for the archers, straight archers flank play here. 20 pop up with the Chinese and only 33 seconds idle time, which is very good with the Chinese, starting with 0 food. Romania with similar-ish uptimes here. We have the Ethiopians 18 pop happy here, which is frankly quite ridiculous, but the food and gold boost of the Ethiopians entering the next stage that allows for these kinds of aggressive builds. The barracks a little bit off timing-wise for Massive Tim, but the wood count easily able to afford 1, maybe 2 ranges here for the faster firing Ethiopians archers to produce. King Bu's first scout out here to punish Mihai. Remember, Mihai took a hit to his starting scout, so he can't defend against King Bu's scout here as well, because he took so much HP loss because of the lane. Double range for the Tatars, no surprise there. We'll have Saps with the Gujarat scout. Actually lost 1 villager here to Gaia. Is lost 1 villager while luring more. And about to lose another one to Pangita's Magyar scout here. Magyar's instant melee attack upgrades, do not need to research them. So that makes it slightly easier to take out villagers as well with that instant +1 attack. Frank's stable just now completing. It's a healthier eco uptime for Nectari here is now at 22 villagers. So did go up at 19 pop, I think, or 20 pop. But it's UK on the offensive here now. Camel Scout need to be aware of that one, but here are the archers for Hallis to deal with that one if need be. Master Team joining in here with the scouts as well. There's 3 scouts to 2 here now as the Camel Scout pulls away. Smart of Saps to keep that one to join in with the rest of the scouts later on, because the Camel Scout has 5 bonus damage against cavalry, and it has higher HP as well. But oh, it's gonna go down. Good engagement by Fangita there with the Magyars. +1 attack playing in as well. So UK eco lead here. A more consistent villager production from the TC, or it could be. Yeah, they have 4 villagers lead. Maybe thanks be the Chinese, but Hallis is actually running idle for a little bit here. Food count maybe a little bit mismanaged. Now moving forward for a collected offensive against the Ethiopians player here now. Fletching is in for Hallis. It's also in for the Ethiopians, so no significant advantage there. And army-wise, Romania actually slightly ahead here in total hit points. It's marginal. Of course, they'll go back to camping the hills here for defensive purposes. 25% bonus damage from the hills, or if you are the Tatars like Mihai, an additional 25%. Looks like the beginnings of a team wall already here for UK. Which is going to be strong for the later game to secure trade in the corners. So they've read the map well, scouted well here. They know that if they complete this area as well and then just cover it up here as stake is... as Stake is trying to do, then you'll be looking at a very secure base against, especially against cavalry raids, if you're fully team walled like the UK are attempting to do here. Again, mirroring approach in armies here. When the army gets collected for Romania here, they are going to have the HP advantage. But yeah, very convincing fight there for Mihai and Nektari on the right-hand side flank here. Left-hand side, that's nasty hill outside of Master Team's base. They're keeping the base safe for now. No significant eco losses for either team just yet. It's all about military and the overall KD is definitely in favor of Romania. Nektari with an 11-2 KD so far this game. So has had some good engagements here for sure. King Boo with the numbers advantage here, at least in this fight particularly, but has to be wary of the hill advantage for the other team as well. Archers and scouts, if they hit from uphill, they deal bonus damage. King Boo is against the Franks here, so once he gets to bloodlines for his cavalry units, that's going to be a huge HP advantage for the Hindustani scouts or the Franks. King Boo managing to take out 2 eco units through some raids as well, but lacking upgrades now. It's +1/+1 for the Franks. It's only +1 defense for King Boo. So Nektari with the upper hand here, army strength wise. They need to break through the walls, so the walls are. We're really just missing this section now up to Stake's side, and UK will be with a complete team wall. It's quite a commitment, but if it helps keeping any, especially the mobility of scouts and knights out, then it's going to be a huge advantage for UK keeping their economies safe from enemy aggression. House walls going up just in time, but the scouts are in. King Boo's home base being hit here now, so they've stopped attempting to hit the Mayans and moving into raid the Hindustani's pocket instead. Let's have a look at the numbers here. Romania at risk of being trapped inside the King Boo's base here, so even if King Boo is going to take some losses here, it's lost 3 villagers, yes, but this army is also going to be lost, so that's going to call for some replenishment for Romania later on. But if you can do enough damage, it's definitely worthwhile. Great micro here, especially from Mihai with the archers, is managing to snipe most of King Boo's scouts, giving Romania a huge advantage here in the overall. But on the left hand side we have Halis and Fangita cleaning up some of Romania's armies as well, aren't they? At least they have a numbers advantage, but again, these hills here, pure annoyance for the aggressing team, I should say. Still not close the gap here for UK. That could backfire a bit with more armies joining in here. Nektari is actually going to be able to get through with another wave of scouts over here, so that's a bit unfortunate. Here's the rewalling. Perfect timing there for King Boo. As we have 3 players from UK going to the cast stage, we have 2 from Romania as well. Ethiopians Franks going up, so but they're up against Halis and Fajita also going up, and the cast stage timing is roughly 45 seconds apart between the UK and Romania on the left hand side. King Boo's progression has been significantly delayed here because of the raids and damage is taken, but they're gonna clean it up now. And King Boo should also be approaching the castle age shortly. So have a look at the left hand side here, claiming 1 hill each here, neither team allowing for any significant damage to be done here. Gudjar scouts out. Gudjar's probably, well, they will be playing cabals in the castle age, maybe mix in some Shleribamsha raiders to to handle the Archer's Wave as well. Of course, Alice needs to pull away now. Will want to get Crossbow Bodkin in before the opposing team can engage with similar upgrades. Bodkin coming in for Ethiopians, but no, Crossbow is more expensive after recent patch. They booted up the Crossbow and Arbalest upgrade cost a little bit to nerf Crossbow play slightly. So Crossbow safe back inside the base of Halis here makes it more awkward for Romania to engage as they need to break the walls first. We are being joined by Fangita's Magyar's Knights as well, while the remaining scouts have been upgraded to light cab and move over to the opposing flank to help out at Stake's home base or just go into raid. Actually, Mihai is arguably open at home base here, so the light cab, if they're going to be high space now, that could set back the Tatnar's pocket quite a bit over here. But then looks like the army masses will join in to help King Boo's and Stake's side, which has arguably been weakened a bit as well. Camels for both the Hindustanis and the Gurjaras here, no surprise there. While at Halis' base we're stacking up on the knights with the full upgrades for the Magyars here now, +2 missing for Saps and Nektari. That could be hurtful in cavalry versus cavalry fighting here. Light Cav diving in, crossbows should be getting some free kills here. Knights joining in as well, but Saps is pulling back and limiting the losses here. Ballistics coming in for the Mayans up north here makes it a lot easier to engage against moving targets. And since King Boo still needs some... They're sort of buying time for King Boo to get the Camel's production going here, right? By having Panjita send over the Stray Light Cab, which is actually preserved quite a few scouts from the feudal age play here. So Stake can get some cavalry support. Stake all alone here now. No, King Boo's Campbell's moving over, but he's committing to the raids instead, trying to find an opening here. He has the Hindustanis, he has bonus damage against buildings. That is the team bonus on the Hindustanis, I believe. And Nektari isn't reacting here. Nektari will not be able to wall this in time. He's going to be subject to Camel raids from King Boo here. King Boo is in. He is going to put the Frank's pocket to work at home base here. Beautiful move. It's underrated, that bonus, because you do break through the defenses more quickly, but it's still bad news for Stake over at the Mayan side here to fight a 1 vs 2 essentially, since King Boo's cavalry is not helping out. But if King Boo can do enough damage with the raids here with camels, he is going to force Nektari's armies back home and do some serious damage at the home base. Light Cap now at Sap's home base as well. Huge raids from UK here now should give them a convincing equal lead as the game goes on, but there's also some raiding efforts from Nektari here, but getting units going down for nothing over here against the crossbows. And there's a hole at the woodland. That's so unfortunate for Stake. He only has the crossbows to defend. Will need to wall this one or simply pull away, taking some more losses here. But look at the raids from Fangita, especially here, raiding several players, and now at a whooping 23 kills here. Fangita, not a single ranked 1v1, but lots of ranked team games. Seasoned team game player, Fangita. Still committed to the raids here, is dropping a third town center at home as well, at a very compact home base here. Arguably the gold is kind of exposed though, and since the team wall isn't complete, there's potential for raids on King Boo's main gold. But he's keeping Nektari on his tiptoes here, and he uses the Hindustani's team bonus to take out production capabilities as well. Unless Nectari commits to raids here, at least this app, King Boo is actually going to take out the stables and make it awkward for the Franks player to keep up with the production here. Here comes Fangita with light cab in as well. There is an opening, so you can still get some raids done here, but they're committing to taking out the production here, and Nectari isn't really even replacing the stables in the back here, so this is tough one for Nectari at home base now. It's got 11 knights, yes, but they're sort of spread out all over the place. Tatars have changed into cab archers here now, but a great maneuver of stake over just with the right timing here on the side gold of Mihai to deny the TC, the very much needed town center on this secondary gold as well. This gold, yes, it's working, it's behind walls, but the crossbows here will easily range these gold miners unless they're pulled into safety of the town center, and the cavalry archer switch takes quite a while to mass. You need a significant mass to contest a crossbow mass like this, and Mihai just isn't there yet. Has triple range production of cavalry archer, yes, but the crossbows are way out here, so they can't defend at home. They have such a long way to go home. It's breaking through, hoping for some raiding reward here inside of Fangita's base, but Fangita on point with the knights here, pulling them back. Should be able to clean up most of these crossbows, or at least chase them back away from his base. Great aggression from UK here. They have a massive population lead, almost 100 population lead. Economy and military, especially military, more than almost 50 military ahead for UK here. They're piling on the pressure and snowballing this game into their own hands. So the stables have been rebuilt for Nectari here, with only 5 knights on the field. Gujar's Camel's number increasing here. Saps with the 3 TC boom is kicking off here. Hallis in the meanwhile has lost some villagers to raids here, but he's with 2 town centers with the Chinese and aiming for a much earlier Imperial Age, but the damage has been done. UK takes the win in Castle Age here on Arabia, and going in for a 2-0 here against Romania. So solid performance by UK so far. Looks like Master Tim wants to keep playing. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe he doesn't know how to resign. Or maybe he just wants all of the crossbows down before... Yeah, that famous last fight, you know, before calling it. Right, so 2-0 for the UK here, taking another convincing win with Hindustanis, Mayans, Chinese, Magyars. We'll note it in the sim draft soon enough. Let's just browse through the stats here. Interesting choice of King Boo to leave Stake to Defend Wonders 2 and go for the raids instead, but it certainly paid out because it forced Nectari to react at home base, and he was also even able to utilize that extra extra damage against buildings for the Hindustanis to take out the production of the Franks, which is huge in the early Castle Age, to cripple the production like that. You want your wood to go into farms and not to replace the production buildings. No slouches, these players. High APM all over. Right, Hindustanis, Mayans, Chinese. No, Hindustanis, Mayans, Chinese, Magyars. Let's have a look. There we go. Against Ethiopians, Franks, Tatars, and Gujars. So that's another one lost on the home map now for Mihai's team, which means we'll see two rivers next. Scripted by no one less than the Norwegian community member HJFE. Here we go. Okay, maybe they're allowed to pick the other team's maps, so we'll see. But if it's a home map, it's going to be two rivers. Go. I'm gonna keep an eye at the lobby, see what map they settle on. Yeah, two rivers coming up next. Right. They're filling up lobby. We'll see who shows up eventually. Okay, they'll probably be launching shortly. Let's have a look at the civilizations again. Two rivers. Looks roughly like this. Should be two rivers spawning near the, or cut off by the edge of the map. Two places. Townsend response will spawn in a sort of a J shape like this, so you'll have the two furthermost spawns being up against each other, sort of a 1v1 on either side of the map. Either side of the map, like that. So blue versus red here, for example, 1 versus 2. So it's a hybrid map. We still have Dravidians to be picked. That's probably, unless it's for Team Islands, which could also be the case. Let's say Japanese, Huns, and Persians for this one. No, Japanese, Huns, and Slavs maybe. And I don't see Cumans being a pick for Team Islands or Black Forest, so I guess it's Cumans for this one for Mihai's team then. Cumans. Mongols comes to mind, but that could also be a Team Islands pick, to be honest. Or Black Forest, of course, with the Mongol siege. What am I saying? See if this takes us anywhere. Not take the launch yet. Nope. Mm-mm-mm. Come on, here you go. Here we go. We have it. We should be on it momentarily, unless something has happened, of course. Okay. Thanks, DE. Show me again, please. Let's go. Finally. We're fast forwarding to catch up here. And it's two rivers. Used in Nations Cup before, scripted by HJFE from Norway. As you can see, it's two rivers. It's landlocked on this side, so you can't pass through on these two sides, which emphasizes the need for naval control, right? You have some crossings with the shallows here, but as you can see, this is a hybrid map where docking will be essential to not just to benefit from the fish, but to have plain map control through galleys, fireships, demos, whatever comes to mind, to deny the other team from entering. So as you can see, the spawns here, it's like one team spawning like that, like this, and one team spawning like that. Two players on either side of the river, and the two middle players sort of fighting for the middle here. So Raven with the Berbers over here, and King Boo with the Persians on the other side. King Boo with the Persians, he could actually dock very early, which is done here, down south, together with Hallis with the Japanese. Both with good fish booms, as the Persian docks work faster than the Japanese fishing ships are twice as tanky and have a faster work rate as well. King Boo Persians, Nick with the Hunts, already able to dock actually, so he must have gone to wood fairly early here to get that one up as well. Fangita with the Dravidians should have no trouble getting multiple docks out and contesting the waters, as once you reach the next stage with the Dravidians, you are granted 200 wood. For Team Romania, we only have two players docking so far, or three players actually, Mihai and Raven down south here, and Nectari just now moving out to dock with the Portuguese. Bit of a scouts fight here, very even. This is like the lottery ticket, you know, who gets the first hit in, who wins the scout RNG. This is dangerously close to Nectari's TC though, so could risk taking some towns at the fire here, but Hallis pulls away and dodges the fight. So they're taking an equal amount of hits, so no significant advantage there. Looks like all of the players have docked here, but Saps is going to run into some trouble up north here because he's the only player docking the northern lake here. He is the Byzantine, so he has faster firing fire galleys, But he's going to be fighting a 1 vs 2 here, maybe even a 1 vs 3 if King Boo goes for this side as well. So there's a reason to worry for the Byzantine player unless there's help to be had from the teammates as the time passes. Nectari with the Portuguese, strong naval civilization, extra hit points on the naval armies. Mihai with the Burgundians, fantastic boom. Could get gillnets in the feudal age to really boost the fishing rate. Fishing ships work great, and any other eco upgrades to be researched early as well. You'll see double bit axe already in for the Burgundians. Looks like a fast castle approach here actually, also walling the crossings to avoid easy entry for land units. So given the eco situation here, this is going to be FC for the Burgundians, and that could pay off here looking at UK. They're all going for a feudal age approach here. Unless they have enough fish to warrant a fast castle. Nick with the double docks here as the Huns going to assume some naval control here over Saps at this side. Saps walling off the top side, wants to cut off Fangita and Nick from engaging at the land side of things here. But if UK control the water, it could easily just transport armies over and make a sort of a landing place. So it's not that simple. It's going to be galleys for Nick with the Huns here. Should have a fairly easy time contesting the Byzantines here, considering Saps isn't up yet. So the convincing army lead. Fangita with the Dravidians actually going for the Drush approach here, or men-at-arms, sorry. It's going to be the men-at-arms. The 2 men-at-arms with the third one in the making, is it? Yeah. Probably unexpected by Saps at this point, and once the archers join in, this is going to be dangerous for the resource income of Saps at this side. We have the galleys out for King Boo as well. Is Hallis going to commit here? Is not committing to the naval armies. It's triple docks for King Boo, so King Boo is taking the naval responsibilities here. We have 2 Portuguese docks. We also have green and teal docks down here, but they're still making fish. They're not making naval armies. Mihai with the barracks going up here is lacking quite some food to go to the castle age. So what I thought was a fast castle build order may have been misjudged here for Mihai. Fire galleys out for the Portuguese. They also have, as you can see, 10% extra hit points, but King Boo with the galleys should be able to hit and run and clean up these ships as the reinforcements join in. They will be taking them out as well. Taking some hits here though. It is tougher to take out Portuguese ships after all. Fletching is in for King Boo as well. Very important for the damage output, not to mention the range for the galleys. Nick seems to be in control of things on the other pond here as well, giving the UK the potential of a huge economic advantage here. If they manage to take out all the docks and force Romania into land armies for the most part, they are going to establish some economic domination here. We have the men-at-arms from the Japanese, from Hallis as well. He's had a whooping 5 eco kills here now, so that's really had some value for him over here, and denying the rewalling for Nectari over here as well. Nectari losing fishing ships in the water, losing villagers on land. He's taken 13 eco losses so far. And an unfortunate matchup for Nectari here, facing up against the UK's strongest 1v1 player here. So it would seem we have the flanks going with arms, and we have the pockets contesting the naval side of things. 9 galleys. King Boo not committing to galleys anymore. He's now doubling up on the fish, which means he's going to aim for that castle age transition. He's happy with the numbers lead he has. He's scouting further down. Doesn't really indicate much knowledge on the military situation of the Burgundians and, for that matter, the Berbers, but it's mainly Nectari committing to the naval fight on the southernmost river here. Archers follow up for Hallis doing work now. Again, denying the rewalling. Looks like another villager went down there as well. Splitting up the archers for maximum resource denial here. Forcing a defensive tower of Nectari, but in return, that tower at least protects both the gold and the wood income. And there we go. Minotaurs are still alive for Panjita over here. Unless he actually made more, I wouldn't know. Didn't quite pick up on that, but did not manage to get any eco kills on land here, Panjita, but may have still exposed the, or idled the economy a little bit. How does the spawn work on this map? Should be like... I thought it should have been like this would be one team and this would be one team, but I guess there's a bit of randomness to it. Kind of like this spawn, actually. I think the spawn position should be consistent, so this is probably the way to go for it. Oh, you would know, unless our map modding team has made some significant modifications here. Fangita joining in with some Dravidians naval armies here as well, fighting up against the Byzantines' faster firing fire galleys, but for now they have a numbers lead. You must not allow the fire galleys to get close to the galleys, of course, then they'll be rapidly burning up over here. Oh, fire galleys going down, great investment from Saps over here actually, so keeping 2 players busy, so honestly with the triple dock investment here, it's working out well for, or not well, but it's forcing UK to invest more on this side, and it's sort of delaying any land efforts from further land efforts from Fangita and Nick over here. Looks like Saps can't quite keep up with the 2 vs 1 here though, and with Castle Age right around the corner for Nick, we're going to have war galleys and fire ships for... Yeah, war galleys for the UK team on both sides here, in fact. Raven is up as well, but Raven is not investing on water at all. Raven with the second TC, and is going to play cavalry here. Might be able to get some raids in on King Boo, but King Boo has the palisade walls up here, and to make any proper damage, Raven actually needs to engage the walls and buildings first. HD explains the spawn situation, thank you. Overall situation, UK RB lead, UK eco lead, but that's hugely on the waters. Hallis has been doing lots of damage with the archers on land, of course, but this defensive tower keeps the wood and gold income consistent for Nectari over here, so it's sort of stabilized a bit. One issue for Romania, however, is that when UK controls both of the rivers, it's going to be increasingly harder for Romania to send reinforcements from green and blue over to teal and grey. And I think that's how UK have read this map well. How UK has read this map well, because they know the importance of controlling the 2 rivers and how it makes it so much harder for the teams to coordinate their armies. Rest of the fish should be going down here now, rest of the docks should be going down as well. Byzantine docks are dying over here as well. They have a little bit more hit points, but not enough to withstand the armies at work here for UK. Gas stage coming in for Saps, but Saps naval strengths have been lost here. The docks are going down. And even the stone walls over here can't really keep UK out. This palisade walls here could easily be broken by ships. That could have been affected HJ, because we wanted the crossings to be consistent always in the rivers, so maybe that's affected the Riverside spawns, I wouldn't know, but it could be. Don't really want it to be 3 crossings on one river and only one on the other. So that could have impacted that. Won't say, I'm sure though. Careening coming in for me high here. Burgundian's player now forced to play on water rather than on land. Trying to grasp the last bit of defense here to keep the fishing ships alive, but I think King Boo still has this under control. It's a massive amount of eco kills, but he is subject to some aggression on land here now, committing to camels to defend against Raven's raids here. I don't know what they're laughing about, but maybe it was a demo or something, I don't know. Forward castle for the Byzantines, cheaper. Imperial Age for the Byzantines as well, so this defensive castle of Fangina isn't necessarily going to stay up for that long. We'll see how Saps plays that with the much earlier Imperial Age. No, not much earlier. Fangita is going up as well with a 30 villagers more, never mind. Or 30 eco units more. Look at these probably OG Black Forest players here with a massive fish boom right next to the dock. Looks like King Boo has weathered off the storm at home as well. He's going to deal with the forward siege workshop. He will be re-walling this most likely and not worry too much at the Berbers raids anymore. It's more than 100 eco units lead for UK. They've been doing huge damage both on land and on water here, while at the same time extending their own booms. There are multiple TCs for everyone. Hans, 5 TC boom here for Nick, and also going to the Imperial Age. Definitely closing in on a 3-0 here for UK, but it's play all 5, so we'll see Black Forest and Team Island still. So there's definitely potential for Romania to take games still. Crossbow, Knight, Camel combo here for King Boo. Only, yeah, actually doesn't have any upgrades on the Knights, which is or Camels, which is to favor the numbers, of course. But that kind of hurts in cavalry versus cavalry fighting, as the Berbers have +1 and +2. So King Boo will need to be a little bit careful about that. Yeah. So I commented on it, Hoya. These are old school Black Forest players with the. Probably with the way they're docking and pitch moving over here. 2 castles for Fangita here should easily be able to contest the Treb's war, but Saps is also dropping another castle over here to hold off the land aggression at the very least. King Boo with some raiding efforts here on the Berbers side. Not much Berbers cavalry to speak of here. 2 knights, 3 camels. But still better upgrades than King Boo, who still doesn't have anything for his Persian's cavalry. War Rangers coming up for Hallis here is also halfway to the Imperial Age, so he will be having Arbalest in about 3 minutes time. Assuming the economy allows, and looks like it will. The gold count is certainly on point here. So the advantage for Saps here in the Treb's War is that the Byzantine castles are way tankier than the Dravidians ones, so that could buy Saps some time here. No land armies for the... Well, I spoke too soon. There's 18 knights and counting for the Huns over here. So once they take down the defensive castles, Nick will be able to get some proper raids in. There's a weak spot here. Yeah, he's breaking the walls. We're gonna see the Huns Cavalier, soon to be Paladin. Instant Paladin for Nick here. Look at that beautiful untouched 5 DC boom here for Nick. And once again, the GG is called. Right before Hallis hits Imperial Age actually, but Romania probably realizes they've taken two huge eco and military losses here, and just a well read and well played map by the UK with pockets going water and flanks going men-at-arms archers, essentially, really did some proper damage on both land and water early on there. So that might very well be a way to play this kind of spawn on two rivers. You need to read the spawn as well and see how you can coordinate the best. But if you control both the rivers on this map, you're essentially in a great spot. Just browsing through the uptimes here, comparable uptimes. Mihai, I think that was a fast castle attempt, and it was a fast castle. It's just that the fish got contested so heavily in the early game that it was hard to get something off that fast castle. I think the Burgundian pick is not for the naval fighting, but more for the land early cavalier play through raids, but he wasn't allowed to do that. So that's Persians, Huns, Japanese, and Dravidians winning that one. With Burgundians, Berbers, Portuguese, and Byzantines losing that one. So that's the last home map of Romania, which will give us either Team Islands or Black Forest next. Black Forest, Koreans, Bohemians, Slavs, possibly. Well, it's Celts has to be for Black Forest, Khmer, and Mongols, probably. Probably. Sorry, says Stello. He doesn't want me to play with him. Black Forest coming up. Or Mihai tries to affect the choice here. Oh, okay, yeah. So it's going to be a Black Forest. Black Forest coming up. Oh, here we go. Alright, let's get ready for some villager fighting. It's going to be King Boo Darvoy, who didn't play yet, I think, or maybe played the first game. And Fantita. Let's see. Yeah, back to the Civ draft here. So Black Forest, you'll want proper siege, right? And you want a power unit to accompany that, preferably. So I'm seeing Slavs, Koreans, and Bohemians here for UK. Because on Team Islands, maybe we'll see some Wonk play with Bengalis as well. Actually, I keep talking about 3 Civs, but it's gonna be 4. So maybe it's gonna be Bohemians, Koreans, Slavs, and Bengalis here? I've seen Bengalis for naval maps as well, though, so. Whereas for Mihai's team, Saracens, that's almost a given, even though they would come in handy on Team Islands. The Saracens' late game siege on Black Forest with counterbait trebuchets. That's what I have in mind for why they might be picked. Pong Mongols, very likely Black Forested. Malay has to be for Team Islands, I think, but Celts, Khmer, Mongols, Saracens perhaps. Still in Lodge. They have launched. Here we go. Let's bring it up. All right. I was wrong. I got Celts, Mongols, I got Slavs, Bohemians, but Goths and Poles. Poles. Ah, they're regenerating villagers. That makes sense, actually. Oh, where's Capture Ridge? Here they are. And Black Forest, here we go. Probably not going to have time to introduce the players here because there's already going to be fighting for the walls. Goths for the instant loom, I suppose, is one key talking point for King Boo here. 3 villagers moving right out for Darvoy and is going to be fighting for the walling off the choke points Darvoy with full villagers count. Loom is in as well. Loom is not in for Nectari over here. Oh. Same over here. There's actually 2 choke points to be walled here, so that's unfortunate for Frangitar and Saps over here. But I guess we are going to wait. Oh, what are you doing, Darvoy? Moving all of the villagers right next to Nectari's TC. That's nasty. Look at this. Dominant display here with the walling as close to the enemy base as you possibly can here for Darboy. That's a huge commitment with the villagers, but the Poles are regenerating villagers, and it's already shook up Nectary's start here with having lost 1 villager this early on. The worker efficiency obviously lower for Nectary, having had to adjust to all of this, but here they are. Is this going to be a sneak villager later on? Or where is this guy going? Oh, they're restarting. That makes perfect sense. It's a horrible. I mean, even the map gen isn't particularly good here, but they're restarting for. Don't think it's a bugged map. I think they're simply calling the re because they can to get a better start here. Looking at the Pons division, actually that would be grounds for a re for UK as well, but yeah. Not a great start for Romania there. We'll hop into the next one as soon as it is ready. Didn't launch already, did I? All right. All right. But they didn't start yet. He was waiting for launch. It happens. 3. It may have launched. Let's have a look. Is this one? Yeah. 25231. Doesn't show for me, but let's try again. Oh, there it is. Let's go. Here we go. Capturation will be speeding up a bit. We'll keep an eye on the crossing. This time only... it's not only one crossing here. Zap's moving right out, but Darvoy will get the walling down first. Right on the choke point here. And makes use of the closest villagers to get a lumber camp going. They'll want to wall this out to benefit from the 3 extra boars. It's fast forwarding because it's catching up with the live action, and now it's slowing down, so we should be fine here. So, yeah. Darvoy with a successful wall off over here has an extra gold in the little puddle pit area, but it's also a small area you could chop through later on for strategic reasons. They're not stressing the middle situation necessarily, but some builders moving out here for King Boo. He's gonna wall off this section at the gold. So as far away as possible, of course, to secure these extra boars. There's a wolf there that needs to be contested. Could be scary for the builder, but he has the scout on an additional villager. I think he should be fine. What's a little bit fascinating over here is that Fajita isn't really... Wait, what's this? That's an extremely broad choke point over here. and Romania just used their V, so they can't really... Oh, it saves it with... Yeah, barely saves it there. So... Fajita and Nectari, they're sharing an opening over here. So there is... If you can even call this a choke point, there is. So you could wall off this section, of course, but Nectari reads the map gen well now, drops a barracks, and will try to get some drush action in on Fajita's side. That's an interesting generation. I don't think I've seen that. Usually Nectari would be here, right? And then you just wall off this section, but it is what it is. Looks like they decided to play it. But I can't say I've seen this kind of wood spawn on BF before. And this should be the Rage Forest map script as well, so it's a bit surprising that they need to wall off like this. These 3 extra boars sort of favoring Fajita, but the way that this area of the map has spawned, it's actually going to play into Nectari's favor as well. Oh, the quick wall saves the villager at 2 HP! Unless they can punch through the palisades here, which... sometimes is possible. Gets to complete the barracks finally there for the Nectari with the Mongols. Potential 3 extra boars here. Fajita actually decides to wall those out. And Nick with a double walling here. He doesn't want any aggression going his way. So it's essentially leaving Fajita to the 1v1 and 1v2 maybe later on here. With a feudal age on the way for Mihai here. But that's very likely to be the second TC for Mihai over here on the quintuple boars and gold over here. Beautiful second easy post for the humans. Yep, second TC for the humans, maybe no surprise there, right on the boards, that's beautiful actually, you delays your need for farms quite a bit, but it also would either require a wall off here to keep the humans boom safe, or for Nectari to make some serious aggression here. I said drush, but it's going to be the men-at-arms and towers, as Fajita flexes with a triple boar lure over here. Oh man, with the, what's this thing again, Bohemians. Tower going up on the walls here, but there's 2 back golds here, so that tower doesn't really do much else than allow Nectari to punch in here. Men-at-arms coming in, forcing a defensive tower of Fajitas, but at the very least that delays any second and third town centers in the castle age for the Bohemians player. Going to complete the tower first here could mean villager kills as well. But with the defensive tower going up for Fajita, that also means that Nectari will struggle a bit more to break through. It's going to break through the palisades and attempt to keep this men-at-arms tower push going. And I've been neglecting the right-hand side here, but Darvoy is playing the Poles Towers Rush. It's going to be accompanied by the men-at-arms as well. They are here in the woodline. Great aggression, actually, from both flanks here. Darvoy with the Poles with the advantage of the regenerating villagers here, hitting Saps with the Aztecs, but denying all of the wood income here, so Saps is taking some serious drain to the resource income over here. Did kind of get walled in here, but still feels like proper damage has been done here. Look at Saps. Barely got any builders working here now. Worker efficiency down to 38%. He is going to chase the aggression away and possibly get the villager kills here as well. We'll see how well he revolts behind this, but the house is about to go down. Will Darboy be able to escape here? He's losing builders, lost 2 of the forward builders, and will not be able to send any new ones to enter. But with this kind of aggression, it is easier for the Poles to recover, simply because of their folwark economy, which, speaking of, there's barely any food economy at all for Darboy. Currently is taking the berries, is going to place farms, but the food will run out over here soon enough. Let's see how Nectari is doing over there on the other side here. Stone walls for Fangita has barely been able to keep... I mean, Nectari really isn't allowed to enter with the Man-at-Arms aggression here, which allows for Fangita to set up the economy and progress towards the Castle Age eventually over here. So there's still a good while to go. But with all of this going on, we've had the pockets going for a straight Castle Age here, with the Celts and Slavs going to go right into a boom, most likely. Darboy able to get another tower up here, so still sort of idle some income here. Good thing for Saps to have that third gold in the back here, because these 2 forward golds will very easily be denied by towers and or men-at-arms over here. Nectari once again trying to push through here, forcing more defensive towers of the Bohemians, but with the Bohemians now in the feudal age, the gold and stone mining has kicked in, and Fangita should be perfectly fine against the aggression here. So, Nectari's aggression not really going anywhere here. He has a potential 3 bonus boars to bring home here. Probably not really got that so much in mind right now, as he's trying to break through and deal damage to Fangita, but Fangita is getting fletching for the towers for added damage output and the stone walls, just buying Fangita all the time in the world here to stabilize and get to the next stage once enough defensive towers can get up. Interesting map spawn though, to see the 2 players essentially not able to wall up like that. King Boo is happy he's getting the free boom over here. He's getting this side reinforced with Darboy's Poles help here as well. Goths, they don't get access to stone walls, so someone else needs to cover the choke points in that regard. Men-at-Arms still alive. They're going to move over to the other side now and try to help out against Darboy's aggression on the Aztecs here instead. That's a long walk for the Men-at-Arms, so still a good while to go until anything can happen there. Nectari has given up on the tower rush. Mihai, 40 seconds to go for the Castle Age, and will be dropping some forward production buildings here. I mean, Kuma's capped rams could easily punch through here when they get to the Castle Age, if the economy allows, and it is 46 villagers, but with the faster Castle Age uptimes of Nick and King Boo, they're nearly cancelling out that Kuman's advantage already. Alright, let's see how the Men-at-Arms are doing over here. Castle Age has been clicked by the Mongols for Nectari here as well. It's gonna be Monastery Siege Workshop for Mihai here. Monks and Siege, really? And it's also... I don't know if he's doing Nectari any favors here, but Nectari also attempting that flashy triple boar lure here, which can be done on Black Forest. It's probably just going to lure them to the mill here at least one or two of them, and then the last one underneath the DC. Good food business. 1,000 worth of food for the Mongols here. Not insignificant. I think we might be looking at one builder lost here. Takes the hill. No, they're fine. 9 builders on 3 boards, so that's going to be some decay, but it's still bonus food for the Mongols and delaying the need for farms. Celt. Yeah, they're not going to break through here anytime soon. Guess the forward aggression of Darvoi came to an end quite a bit. No! He's hidden in the corner! And that's... I mean, Saps is going to notice now. He's going to see that stable... Can he stop it? He could easily wall that out. He's going to see this and he's going to place stone walls or a gate here now, and that stable won't be doing anything. If Darvoi can have a say in it. It's gonna complete, but I don't think... Oh! Boxing fight is on! Starboy blocks the escape for Saps and gets the first hit in, so our grey builder here is going to win this builder boxing fight, especially considering... no, our orange player here is going to win this fight, especially since the Poles have regenerating builders as well. Beautiful play there, as the first knight pops out as well. Why would you push Monk Siege push against Bohemians with humans? That's beyond me. The Bohemians are way better monks. They have basically all of the upgrades for the monks in the monasteries. Their monasteries are slightly cheaper as well. And in the Imperial Age you could even get trash monks costing only food if you commit to that. I can understand the siege because you want to push through, but the monks, Cuban's monks, are not the prettiest ever in terms of upgrades and strength. If Mihai can push through here, it becomes a different story though. He's got a 5 TC boom to commence at home, so that Cuban's economy is going to escalate. The forward sneak stable of Darvoi isn't really going to have any success here, but what Darvoi is doing is just buying time for King Boo to get that Goths boom rolling, get to the Imperial Age, get to Perfusion and spam those Goths units, combined with the Poles, Slakta Privileges cavalry maybe. So we have sort of the Goths of cavalry units in the Poles with the 60% gold discounts to the Cavalier for the Poles. See, could be a free hit for Nick over here with the slabs. Mangodal, yeah, that's a free hit. Easy kill. Could get 2 more. Mihai isn't. He loses another one. Great engagement for the slabs and dodging that one as well. Doesn't have any repair villagers here, but red could repair that for him. That's going to be 1 for 1, possibly. No, it lives again. Fantastic Mangonel micro from Nick over here. And the villager still lives. He made it somehow. And it's regenerated back to 40 HP. That's ridiculous for the Poles to regenerate back like that, but it's good for them. They're stonewalling the wood here as well. That's just to prevent any other cuts in the Imperial Age. Nick well on the way there with the Slavs. Slavs get great siege. There's a discount to the siege weapons for the Slavs as well. So we will probably be seeing an undercut at some point through the woods here to get that army spam going for the UK team. Actually, they're through here without the help of siege weapons for now. We have the forward castle for that boy here and a couple of knights moving forward. It's usually dangerous to rush the Aztecs with knights, but uncommon as this is for the Aztecs here, Saps doesn't have any monks at the ready yet. So usually Aztecs monks would keep small numbers of cavalry away, but I suppose with the poles, when you get to Slachta privileges, the unique technology, and can spam knights at the 60% discount, maybe you don't even worry about that anymore. Over to the other side, we have double castles here now for Mongols and Cubans over here. Here we might see a Kipchak and Mangodai combo here. Some forward siege is happening for Nick here. Maybe they don't need that Onager cut after all. More monks for the Bohemians. Imperial Age Bohemians with block printing and the appropriate monk upgrades could be dangerous here for basically any civilization, and not to mention the Hofnisse from the Siege Workshop for the Bohemians. Strongest bomber cannon unit in the game, I think. King Bu is in the Imperial Age. He is getting perfusion, so his barracks, placed conveniently forward here, will be spamming out infantry units at a ridiculous speed. And usually the Aztecs would be a good response to that, because Aztecs with Jaguar warriors from the castle, with Garland wars, the unique technology giving extra attack, or just their own champions, would be able to contest the Goths through much better upgrades. But Saps is in no such place here, as he gets another pulse forward castle in his face, being pushed off 2 out of 3 golds here, as the cavalry builders deny the last gold of the Aztecs player as well. Great pressure from UK on both sides here now, against a crippled Romanian team that had a bumpy start and had to restart as well. Eco difference isn't that impressive, but if you look at the RB count here, and that's only escalating as well for the UK, it is snowballing completely out of control here, with the UK pushing strongly on both sides here. Then Chick in the chat, hello, welcome. Siege engineers coming in for the stabs, and King Bu with a good chunk of champions at work here. 67 and counting, is just pumping it out non-stop, and Govs to get plus 10 extra space as well. UK is playing very well indeed. Good overall plan, good team efforts. More barracks coming up for the Goths. Shorter traveling distance. Aztec player completely crippled here, still in the Castle Age. Nectari also still in the Castle Age, but close to the Imperial Age here. With some Cuban's assistance, we have elite step lancers here, but there's quite the chunk of slabs halberdiers here as well. Siege Onager coming in for the slabs. And I didn't catch whether Drushina has kicked in, but that's going to come in for the slabs as well, and which will give the slabs infantry area damage, which should be the end of the elite step lancers, of course. So yeah, Romania being heavily pushed on both sides here. UK taking game number 4. And I guess we can only assume that Romania won't be picking Black Forest as a home map, given the performance here. UK just seem to dominate this one. I don't know why Mihai is still playing. They've clearly called the GG, but I'm expecting we'll see the end of it soon enough to have a look through the stats. And there it is. GG in capital letters for Mihai. Just wanted to take that last fight, by the looks of it. UK dominating on Black Forest as well, which leaves us with the last game being Team Islands. Let's just have a quick check if we had Drushina in, but we didn't yet for the Slavs, but that will probably come in as well eventually. So KD should be interesting here. King Bu probably with a positive one here, 95 to 50, mainly champions there. Raised 18 buildings, Goth's bonus damage against buildings with the infantry as well. Got that free boom for both the Goths and the Slavs, playing right into UK's hands over here. And yeah, just overall more convincingly executed, I'd say, the UK performance here. So, let's toggle the civs again. That's Slavs, Goths, Bohemians, and Poles. Which leaves UK with Sicilians, Koreans, Bengalis, and Italians for Team Islands. Whereas we had the Cumans, Aztecs, Celts, and Mongols for Romania. Leaving them with Saracens, Vikings, Malay, and Khmer for Team Islands. So, I'd honestly say that Romania has stronger civilizations left for Team Islands. But UK seems to have some tricks up their sleeve as well, where in which case I think Sicilians will be playing the landing on Team Islands and be proper annoying. Here we have the last one. Yeah, probably not ready to join just yet. Team Islands, last game. Alright. Looks like King Boo, Cappy, Panjitor, and Nick for the UK. And Mihai, Saps, Nektari, and Master Tim for the Romanians. In Lodget. We'll get there. Well, what civs do we have here? We have Koreans, Italians. Well, almost definitely want to play water here. That's what I would expect. And then there's our Bengalis, which could be a landing play, and Sicilians, which is almost definitely a landing play. For Mihai's team, we have Saracens, Vikings, Malay, and Khmer, all likely to play water or could play water. Khmer, however, could pull off a fast feudal age and do not even need a barracks to place a range and or a stable. So I'm assuming the Khmer will play the landing here for Romania. Yep, here we go. Let's dive into it. Oh, always forget that. Will be high in the T layer, but it's taking the pocket position, so that could also mean naval playing for the Khmer here. But let's see what they have planned here. A little bit of fast forwarding to catch up with the live, otherwise we should be on our way with the Team Islands game here. So sometimes on Team Islands you'll see the pocket players dock the back to benefit from the fish in the back and to keep the fish safer for longer and to get to the cast legs faster. But given that we have Italians and Koreans pockets here, I'm sort of expecting Cappy and Nick to dock the front side to have easier access to reinforcements to actually fight for the naval control on Team Islands here. But it's also a significantly shorter distance to travel to the backside of the map here and have safer fish, so both really an option. King Boo with the Bengalis over here. Suppose Bengalis are decent enough in water, you'll see that all of the Sibs here have access to Bracer, which is crucial for Imperial Age naval fighting for your ships. You want Bracer, otherwise you'll fall significantly behind in army strength. Bengalis also get granted 2 villagers per town center as they advance to the next stage, which gives them a decent boom if you have a... Let's say you have 3 or 4 or 5 even TCs in the castle age. Once you get to Imperial Age, that's 10 villagers for free. So you could go up to the Imperial Age with a lower villager population and have it hurt you less. Kimbu docking fairly north here, same as Master Tim here, so fairly far out to the side. But whether it is a landing play or naval play remains to be seen. Fajita with the forward dock, which... Yeah, again, I'm speculating whether it will be a Sicilian's landing here. I'm sort of expecting the Khmer to make a landing, and that theory is even reinforced with Mihai having 2 builders forward here already, and placing the dock forward to be able to send a transport ship over with as short distance as possible. There's some open areas here on the middle here, which would be the best place for Mihai to land. I think it should be fairly short travel distance, and it's harder for UK to wall out immediately, even if they spot the landing. Sometimes on Team Islands you see the players bringing in the boar with the scout as well, because you're not really going to need the scout early on for any defense or attack, but landing play happens on Team Islands, so maybe you'll want to keep the scout HP intact just in case you need to fight off a landing that happens. A little bit of fish investment here for Mihai. 22 population. Idle TC times very low for most of the players here. On the flank side we have Master Tim with the Saracens. Saracens have faster firing galleys, so I would kind of expect Master Tim to play the naval aggression here. It's already preemptively walled out as well, so he's expecting some kind of landing play from the UK team. We'll see who ends up landing in the end, but I think it's going to be Fangita with the Sicilians, and here it is, the transport ship. Sicilians team bonus allowing the transport ship, the first transport ship, to be produced at a lower cost as well. I believe it's 75 wood, so it's less of a drain on your wood resources. Makes it easier to pull off a landing as well, to drop your barracks and stables and whatnot. Fajita goes for the barracks defensively at home, expecting the Khmer most likely to do a landing play as well. So sometimes you'll see the barracks being dropped at the enemy island as well, but in this case it makes sense to have it at home to be able to defend against a Khmer push. Here comes the ship, and there's no scout here to notice that. Yeah. Successful landing for Fangita for sure. Sap's kind of expecting it maybe. Are we going to see donjons here? Is he on stone? No, so it's not going to be a donjon rush, at least not yet. He's moving the villagers away. The scout not spotting the transport ship here. Past castle longboats could be from Nectaria. That's a pretty common play on island style maps. But that could be seriously obstructed by the landing action here. Surely Romania must be expecting some landing to happen here, and the same with the UK, they're scouting for it. They've actually found it. And I don't love this stable placement here. You could wall this off easily if you're UK. And you could wall here as well and force them around. Yeah, it should be easy to send a villager over here at some point and keep the aggression out. But they're already walling as well. Stone walls for Vegeta over here, not taking any chances. Of course, even more dependent upon having the safe base at home, because Vegeta is pulling up the landing play on Romania's side. So landing for either team here. Spearman out already for Cappy as well. They've been expecting the stable to be dropped first here from the Khmer. So stable and range for both the landing players. If Vegeta is able to full wall this, he wouldn't need to worry about the landing at all, unless there's a re-landing to the south somehow, which is always an option. Blacksmith coming out for the Khmer, no need for a barracks, so you save that 175 wood in favor of other things. So that's going to be an early fletching for Mihai here compared to Vegeta's push up here. 4 scouts out and engaging. Should be cleaning up the Romanian scout cavalry is here. The crippling the scouting intel of Romania at the home island here, so that's a reason for concern as well. King Bru on the flank side is not playing a landing for now. He's with triple docks and will be contesting the Saracens over here with 1 dock more. Should be negating the fact that Saracens shoot faster, attack faster, because King Bru simply has more numbers and better production. No fletching yet for either of them, but that's gonna kick in once they can afford it as well. Looks like King Boo is going to play it semi-defensively here, even if he has the extra dock and some numbers advantage. See how the scouts are doing from Vegeta over here. Stone walls for the Malay player as well. Triple docks to the right hand side. Vegeta is not producing any naval armies, and Saps is moving to the south side to take out the backfish of Nick and Cappy that are currently nearly undefended. Cappy is making a... He has 1 defensive fire galley that's not going to be nearly enough to keep the aggression away here. King Boo, the offensive, who has the better galley marker here, who gets fletching first. They both have fletching in. Numbers wise, they're tied, which is favor the Saracens. Faster firing galleys for the Saracens. Seconds between attack. Slightly, yeah, it's faster. 20% faster. Looks like King Bruce Galley Micro is better on point here though. He's gonna take out the weak ones. Is he? He has 3 reinforcements kicking in as well. Third dock. Excuse me, finally up for Master Team. But they're struggling to match King Bruce's numbers here, which is favoring the red player. Scouts still doing some work here. They're accompanied by archers as well. Getting into the gold here. There's an opening, I think, and not going to be an easy escape here. Nectari with the Vikings Knights out and about here, so not really too many longboats in production just yet. Has to deal with the aggression happening on home base at land. Backside though, the fish is going down for UK, so they're losing eco numbers rapidly here. Cappy, that 1 fire galley, just not enough to keep this away. And King Boo, he has to focus. He has to keep Master Team at home here and on his tiptoes, right? So the back economy here is falling significantly behind for the UK. Lost essentially almost all of the fish. War galley, however, is in for the Koreans. You could... Yeah, probably not going to see turtle ships here anytime soon, but great value from these galleys no matter what. At least 12 eco kills here. Oh, that easy could get denied from Nectari over here. It's on the gold. If Vegeta sees this, that could be at the very least delayed here. Not any great eco damage done here. 4 villagers killed, but probably still idled quite a lot and delayed the Vikings FC longboats plan for sure. Let's see how the landing play of Mihai is doing here. 5 eco kills. So must have had some luck with the archers after all, and the scouts. But the way the UK has walled here, it's going to be difficult to get any additional damage in. However, forcing some reaction land here. Cappy is making some scouts, still stuck in the feudal age here with the Italians, and going to be stuck for longer, having lost all of the fish. There's archers and scouts pushing the wood line, one of the wood lines, and further armies up north trying to contest King Boo's home base as well. King Boo doesn't have any land armies whatsoever. He might need to force a defensive tower at some point to keep the aggression out here. Scouts almost getting in, but not quite. Longboat's numbers increasing, and Nick not getting much success with the Korean's fire galley here either. It's just moving into nowhere without patrol here. Oh, it's gonna lose 2 more, you know, if this keeps up. Careening isn't in, and it's not coming in just yet either. I mean, it's gonna kill the galleys fast, but Saps, it's only 2 fire galleys here. You could hit and run easily here, and I don't know, maybe Nick is just trying to buy time here and take what he can get here. Castlage is in, War Galley is coming in for Saps with a Malay. Malay later on, once they get the castle up, they could also research Thalassocracy, which will allow the docks to fire arrows. But great raids in the back here, the fish. Not really, you can't really replenish it yet for UK in the back here. And now the longboats and galleys move forward again. Thankfully for Fangita, the land economy is unreachable by the naval armies at this point. Looks like we'll see some knights play on land from the Sicilians in not too long. One landing builder is still alive over here, could still be annoying, but Nectari is pushing back with some night siege from the Vikings here. Topside, King Boo is still with 3 docks production, but he's about to take out 1 dock of the Saracens. Numbers wise, they're... yeah, it's favor King Boo is 24 to 16 war galleys here. Bodkin Arrow seems to be in for both of them as well, but yeah, as said, King Boo has the numbers. He needs to pay attention to his armies though, if he's going to take justifiable fights here. Yeah, he pulls back to regroup with his reinforcements. Topside, some archers getting great value from Fangita here. It's 11 archers just casually strolling about, going to camp underneath this tower while waiting for the broken crossbow Bodkin upgrade to kick in. This tower will be going down, and Mihai, the Khmer player, just now reaching Castle Age. Will he be able to afford another TC? Yeah, he's been mining or buying stone probably, and it's going to secure one of the golds over here. So looking like for King Boo over here, still has the numbers advantage. But only managed to take out 1 Saracen stock here, so nice 4 docks to 3 if Master Tim can somehow keep consistent production out of all these docks. He's going to be able to catch up with King Boo's numbers here. King Boo, however, triple dock consistent production here. Great naval aggression from the Malay down south here as well. Saps having killed all of the fish of yellow and purple over here, taking out the back docks. So Nick will not be able to comfortably invest into naval armies anytime soon. He is teasing in the stone though, so long term he's going to get the castle up somewhere, maybe in the front, and drop some new docks to try and get back on water for the Koreans. Careening is in for the Saracens, so Master Tim will withstand more arrow fire from the, or projectile fire from the boats of King Boo though. King Boo currently no careening, so no extra pierce armor, but Still with the numbers, slight numbers advantage over Master Team. More docks being added as well to keep up with the production, and let's see King Boo's resource situation here, if he's able to... Yeah, I think he has enough on wood and gold to keep somewhat consistent production for the docks. He's fighting with a reinforcement advantage here, and he's fighting 2 players. Oh, but the pincer maneuver from Zaps over here gets units in from both sides here. This is not good for King Boo. He is now outnumbered as far as I can tell. It's marginal, but he's still outnumbered. It's fantastic for King Boo if he comes out on top here, but remember... yeah, he's fighting 1 vs 3 here, actually. He's fighting 3 naval armies on his own. And he's trying for some demos. Maybe he could get some lucky demo hits in here. Is it a clutch maneuver from King Boo? He is getting hits in other ranged ships with demos here. That's a fascinating turn of events for King Boo. He manages to hold off 3 players here. He's gonna get another fantastic demolition hit in again as well. Wow. Wow. That's some brilliant home-based defense for King Boo there. As Frangita has managed to get some knights out here, the upgrades +1, +2, careening finally coming in for... Wait, that's Nick, not King Boo, but it's Nick with a couple of defensive guard towers here. Good call, rather than a castle in the back, he gets guard towers up, and we'll be massing armies on water again. Snaps with the Malay castle over here will eventually be able to research the unique technology then. Military situation quite even here. Romania now with the eco advantage, and that's mainly because of keeping their fishing ships alive. I think the village count is comparable. The land boom is comparable. Let's have a look at amount of towns. There's 3 TCs for... Nah, maybe not actually. It's 12 TCs to 9 TCs for UK. Imperial Age is kicking in here for the UK team, though. We have Nick with the War Galleys and gonna get Shipwright, Racer, Galleon probably. We also have Cappy on the way now, going into the fire ships. While Fangito still has the landing action happening here, gets to drop another stable and matches the numbers. Obviously, Sicilians have way better cavalry than the Vikings. Vikings don't get bloodlines, they don't get husbandry. And Fangita is just being a proper pain in the ass with the landing, Sicilians landing play over here. Great play, great insistent landing play from the Sicilians. There's 1 dock going down for Master Tim. He actually hasn't lost a single eco unit so far this game, so he's been defending admirably up north here. We have 4 docks total. Just lost 1, so King Boo has 1 more dock producing. Behind the scenes here, so to speak, we have War Galleys in production from Nick as well, so he's probably going to try and contest the right-hand side of the map here with his naval efforts, working working together with Cappy, who's also getting a fast fire ship to work as a meat shield in front of the Koreans, soon-to-be galleons. Yeah, there's Galleon. See, for King Boo here, it's neither him nor the Saracens player is anywhere near that Imperial Age click, so they're fighting with full-on Castle Age armies here in comparable numbers. But oh yeah, Cappy's going to come over to this side with fast fire ships. That could really demolish the Saracens armies here. So Nick on the right-hand side with the galleons, possibly to join in with some bombard or cannon galleons as well. But topside here, this is a clutch maneuver for UK. Look at Cappy coming in front here with the fast fire ships. They have careening in, so they have some Pierce armor as well. They're going to catch up with the Saracens galleys. Yes, they fire faster, but that doesn't help if you're being burnt efficiently by the Imperial Age fast fire ships here. This could completely take out Master Tim's War Galley armies here, and is desperate for some teammate army assistance here. Fast fire ships gonna take out the docks now, so the production capabilities of Master Team getting lost over here. He really needs some assistance from the teammate here to keep this up, but Mihai is not on water at all, and Saps is busy down south here. UK slight numbers lead only. Okay, I take that back. Saps is actually here with the galleons as well. Fire galleons from both sides here now. Oh, could be lots of blue galleons going down here now to the clutch maneuver of Cappy over here. Is getting close. He's burning one ship after the other as Saps tries to move away, but the movement rate of these ships is the fast fire ships are understandably enough they're faster. 2 players still in the castle age for Romania, whereas King Boo and Fangita, they are on the way to the Imperial Age. They belt with the landings. There's no Khmer landing threat at all anymore, and here we have some more keeps coming up near the shoreline for Nick to prevent. Well, it provides vision with the outpost and the keeps, but it also prevents any further landings topside here now. So rather than castle defense defending the land area from new landings with the keeps for the Koreans. You can see the unique technology for the Malays in here as the docks are firing arrows and defensive measure that this allows the galleys easy access, but now the cannon galleon is in as well for the Koreans. Is that 6 of them total moving forward, which means the towers and the docks should be going down quickly enough here. Topside we have the galleons of King Boo. No, more galleys, sorry, they're not galleons yet. Moving further, and Master Tim. Oh, I didn't realize that Fangita docked the backside here with some Sicilians. Oh, using the sneaky villagers to the best of their abilities here. Will King Boo actually take this fight? He has more numbers. And they're both only war galleys, but King Boo now about to get Bracer and Galleon as well. But he will be pulling back for some upgrades to kick in before engaging. Landing with some raiding units here. The light cap are out, but the keep defense should really limit that damage potential. We have Cappy mixing in some of these Italian knights on land as well. It's going to be annoying for sure, but this is easily dealt with some spearman defense and quick walls. Not the dangerous landings of all. I've seen fire ships moving forward into the fight here. That's a lot of galleons for Saps though. Should be a numbers advantage for Romania by far here. Nick pulling back further. Has the cannon galleons in the mix, but not. I guess it's just waiting for crucial numbers here. Finally, that castle on the edge as well. Great fallback place to fall back to for Nick's armies, and in fact the castle fire would actually prevent enemy units from comfortably engaging against the bombard or cannon galleons as well. Longboats production getting impaired here as the docks are going down for Nectary up north. They're trying to set up trade on land. They need to access gold somehow with the naval armies struggling to keep their land safe for Romania. It's better numbers for UK, I'd say, and they're coming in from both sides here. It's fast fire ships from Sicilians up here from the sneak docks that somehow have survived over here. See the markets going up for both teams as well, possibly, yeah. So trade already in effect for UK, and to some extent for Romania here as well. But it is a numbers lead for UK. They just need to deal with the defensive structures here, like the castle, and in this case the Malay dock, to get in a position where they can more easily engage. The Pathfire ships doing some work here underneath Castle Fire, but taking out some Saracens, redocking efforts over here. King Boo is going to sneak out around from the backside. He has a massive numbers advantage over the grey ships here, which are not allowed any easy redocking. Ooh, Vikings Cavaliers raiding for Nectari over here, so another landing has happened. It's probably their best bet rather than try to sneak builders over to try and land with units and force a reaction from UK in that regard. The population's well ahead for Romania here, but that's mainly eco-population, so they have a way better boom going on here. They're struggling a little bit more for army numbers, and as we know, you need army numbers to win, win battles. Nick is flooding those galleons over here, and we have cannon galleons for Cappy as well, who might try to push the top side here with the assistance of King Boo with the galleons. Fast-fire ships, galleons. But we need the cannon galleons over here as well to deal with the castles. But that's what Cappy is sending in over here, so he could be cleaning up some of the Romanian armies over here. Nick is just doing well on his own to the right hand side here, and King Boo also getting some raids in top side with the other army that's been hanging out in the backside here for so long. It's 80 more military for UK at this point. Yes, they still need to deal with the landing parties here with the Khmer Cavalier now making life living hell for King Boo on land here, but he has the defensive trebuchets taking down the forward castle of Mihai, who somehow managed to land in the midst of all these keeps. But now with the cannon galleys of Cappy out on the field, the lakeside castles are at risk of going down as well. So King Boo is really suffering from not having any land arms here now, but Cappy is on it, is placing a castle with Italians as well, which means that he will be able to produce Genoese crossbows. He could also consider fighting it off with his own cavaliers, which are in fact with the same upgrades as the Khmer ones. But currently Mihai's cavaliers have way better upgrades than Cappy's. So we'll be going into a losing fight that way. The castle and the docks south side here has been dealt with by Nick. He has no less than 9 elite cannon galleons pushing about here, and still got a huge stack of galleons pushing here as well. Are we missing any upgrades? Not really. So Nick is holding his own quite well over here. Whereas on the front side, Mihai drops another castle, should buy some time here, should also cripple King Boo's home economy. In fact, King Boo is taking some huge hit to his economy here. He's down to 58% working efficiency and is losing builders left and right. So let's go to the EcoKD. Lost 39 builders there. But on the right side, Romania haven't gotten to the trade of UK yet. And there's not much walling left to do for UK to completely secure the trade at home here. Cappy is still missing some upgrades for the Italians Cavalier, but he seems to have bailed on the idea and switched into Genoese crossbowmen here, which makes sense as they have huge bonus damage against cavalry. Another castle goes down. Nick is pushing massively to the right hand side here. Romania just can't keep up with the Koreans' naval push here. Only one player pushing one side here, but the landing party of the Khmer in return obstructing 2 players on land from UK, and now the raid is getting hit as well. That could be devastating for the gold income of UK, except the trade hasn't really kicked in yet, and but is there still gold to be mined? There's not much gold to be mined here, is there? So they're definitely dependent upon that trade. Let's have a look at the resource situation. Still some gold in the bank. But this is what I'd worry about if I'm Romania here. Such heavy naval investment here, and both teams not really having the trade kicking in fully yet. Will be struggling with gold enough to keep going here. Don Johns and Sergeants for Panjita over here. Castle up on land as well, and Vegeta was mining stone at home base as well, so we might see a castle drop in not too long from the Sicilians as well. Another castle drop, I mean. Establishing some serious land aggression here through more and more dungeons, having the sergeants build them and not the villagers. Clever play there, and it's being set up in the midst of the trade route as well, so another annoyance that Romania has to deal with at home base. So Nick is backing off a little bit. I think he's happy with the damage he's done still. He's allowed his teammate to push a bit further on land, send out some siege weapons here covered by the dungeons for the Sicilians. Top side we have some Bengalis and Saracens fighting once again. Demos, they're getting close. Are they going to get some hits in on King Boo's galleys? Galleon Micro on point, but he loses quite a bit of them to the demolition shot here. So great hit by King Boo. Now scrambling up a defensive castle, but will Master Team allow that? Demos trying to get hits in again. Could get another one, but that's not nearly as devastating for King Boo. He gets away with most of the galleons over there. 22 galleons and counting for King Boo. He's outnumbered now by Master Team after the great heavy demolition hits of Master Team, and Romania are pushing back. But Team UK arguably has the better trade situation going on here. It's still being raided, but now with a decent chunk of Genoese crossbowmen out, Mihai's cavalry investment is less efficient over here. Another castle going up. They're denying wood access, which is huge on islands. Wood. King Boo barely has wood access at where he started initially, but he's moved away, of course, to relocate the villagers. Nick would really benefit from some fast fireships from Cappy over here now. The naval numbers increasing for Romania again. They have the eco and military lead now. They're 100 pop away from pop cap. More than 100 population ahead of UK. I'm punching through King Boo's home base with villagers hitting the houses here. Range is going up here now, so Mihai is going to switch into arbalests here to deal with the Genoese crossbowmen. Population does indeed look very healthy for Romania over here, but they still need to deal with the donjons and trebs and sergeants and whatnot in inside of their running trade here. Bringing back 70 gold per trip, as we can see. Could be that the team GB or UK has better trade. No, 70 gold for UK as well. I think King Boo is managing to almost keep up with the numbers here. Demolition ships now less of a threat when King Boo is fighting close to the castle at home. It's about to deplete this gold, so we'll be even more dependent upon the train working as it should, but with the more keeps now in the middle of the trade line as well, makes raiding the trade of UK increasingly harder for Romania. Nick once again with a decent chunk of elite cannon galleons in the back here, but he's going to fight against larger numbers from Sapt over here. The Malay player has managed to redock in the back here. Finally got one of these last upgrades. Elite cannon galleon as well, yeah, so now Saps with the option of naval siege weapons as well. King Boo fighting underneath his own castle here, but looks like Master Team has the numbers advantage. Romania convincing military lead now, but the economy situation is evening out. It's the sergeants raiding and then taking out trade units especially. So look at the trade stats for King Boo team UK here. 44, 15, 27, and of course with all teams being in the Imperial Age, Sling is also allowed. Or buying wood as King Boo is doing here. So this might come down to the lack of wood. As you can see, Romania, yes, they have wood access, but the donjons and the castles and whatnot here are really denying a lot of the wood access for Team Romania. And when you don't have wood access on your island, you need to buy the wood, which is going to get more and more expensive. It means you need gold, and if your trade isn't running properly, you can't buy the wood either. So this could be a wood game. This could be a game where trade decides the final outcome being the gold access. Yeah, look at the gold situation for Romania here. They barely have gold access at all. They still have some trade running, but they're not bringing nearly enough gold to keep producing here. Huge naval armies pushing for Master Team and Saps up north here. King Boo can't possibly win this fight alone. He's way outnumbered. And the galleys in such a number, they can even take out the castle here. Cannon galleons gonna take out the defensive castle of King Boo, allowing Romania to re-land over here. But they still have some landing aggression to deal with at home base as well. More dungeons going up in the trade line. You can see the production suffering here as well. Of course, there's some trash units, skirmishers and hussars at work here. But even hussars and skirmishers aren't infinite if you don't have wood and food, or especially wood income. So wood is not an issue, but gold most definitely is, and food is becoming one as well for Team Romania. So that's the Yellow King Boo's naval armies. Overall, the naval situation of UK is depending solely on Nick being able to carry this. He's raiding well with cannon galleys on land, taking out the markets, taking out the docks as well, so reinforcements. It's going to be tough for Team UK. King Boo, in the meantime, is redocking in the back here with the Bengalis, as Nick is dropping some defensive keeps to protect these docks as well. Cappy still also has the docks, but is more invested on land for the time being, so Cappy may not be able to provide that much on water. Quite a decent chunk of light cap out for Fangita with the Sicilians now. So look at the Eco KD stats. This is absolutely ridiculous. Look at this! 412 Eco units killed and 48 lost. That's so many builders lost for Team Romania. Fangita MVP by the looks of it. Market's going down, so UK might lose their trade now. What's the gold situation? It's on the lower side. So they may be at risk of losing the gold advantage that they've had for a while, but the fast fire ships coming back out for King Boo, and Nick is pushing the top side, taking out all of the docks. So if Romania lose their naval armies here, they will struggle to repopulate the naval armies, as Nick is still with a sizable amount of galleons over here and rapidly taking out even the arrow firing Malay docks. 34 galleons to the 44 of Nick. And light cap raids still doing amazing work for Fangita on land here. Let's go back to the trade situation. Barely any trade left for Romania. What's their overall resource situation? They're struggling. The raids of Fangita here just off the charts. 488 villagers killed, but also fantastic naval efforts of Nick and King Boo to keep the aggression away from their shorelines. UK proving strong. They take the 5-0 in the play, all 5. But decision making and map planning should get lots of credit to UK for that as well. They have a better plan for many of the maps. And maybe they have a stronger team. Yes, they are higher seeded and all, but No, the Romania for sure put up a good fight regardless of that. Great to see the game ending on a Team Islands game like this. Some back and forth, but in the end, UK better gold access through the trade route. Closing it out with the land presence of Fangita and the less efficient land pressure of Mihai. Let's have a look at the stats. It would be interesting to see Fangita's KD overall here. Let's have a look. 897 to 365. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And economy situation. Fascinating to see Fangita with the best eco score here, with all of that land aggression that happened, that he had time to resource boom behind all of that. Up times, slower feudal age for the pockets, also faster castlation. Even the 1444, but did suffer from naval raids, setting back the FC longboats approach. Mihai with 159 builders, huge land boom there. I guess some of that was trade cards as well. And that's it. GG well played, and congrats to UK for taking the 5-0 in the play all 5.